Welcome back. Time now for weather with Alan Rose. He's watching the winds for us.
I am. I just went outside to check here at Santa Barbara, Miramonte Drive, TV Hill, but not seeing much up here yet. But I've had reports out in Goleta area, Las Flores, King, and Gadia that the winds have picked up.
So there are advisories in some areas right now?
There are, yeah. There's an advisory for the south coast, the mountains of Santa Barbara County. We'll touch upon that advisory here in just a minute. First, let's start out with the beauty shot from our Santa Barbara sky cam. Some filtered sunshine tonight, a few high clouds moving through thanks to a storm system that's dropping through the Great Basin tonight, and that is the same storm system that brought some rain earlier today into Northern California, and it's what's responsible for the winds here in Southern and Central California. Today, Santa Barbara topping out at 81 degrees. Morning low was 64. Look at these warm temperatures. Warmest where the winds are blowing, and that's for South Santa Barbara County, whereas to the north, we are seeing temperatures already falling back down into the 60s. And even though we're still seeing some gusty winds here, this is pretty much the end of the wind event for the Central Coast, at least for the time being. The wind should be down under 20 in San Luis Obispo within the next hour, and should be down under 15 by the time we hit 8 o'clock, but they'll continue to pick up and accelerate in southern parts of Santa Barbara County. Here's that wind advisory in effect until 3 a.m. Friday. Winds gusting between 35 to 45 miles an hour. That's sort of a low-grade wind event, and I think most of the stronger winds do stay a little bit above sea level. So for our foothill areas, the mountain passes and canyons, if you live in one of those typically wind-prone locations, watch out later tonight into this evening. Northwest winds in these spots 15 to 30, gusts 35 to 45 as we mentioned. And we're not done just yet. The strongest winds actually don't move in until we hit tomorrow night. Here's today's highs across the rest of the area. 81 for Goleta, 72 in Lompoc, and 83 in Ojai. And today in Santa Barbara, we were back in the 80s, only the third time this month that we've seen temperatures at or above 80. And the last time we did it was back on June 20th, which was the warmest day of the month. That's the day that we hit 84 degrees. Here's that low that I referenced a few minutes ago. It's going to keep the winds going at least until tomorrow, if not Saturday, and then the winds weaken as high pressure bubbles in from the Pacific. That's also going to help to warm those temperatures up, especially for our valley viewers. Highs in the 90s and triple digits by as early as Sunday. Summer is here, warmer with gusty winds tomorrow. We'll see more 80s across southern Santa Barbara County. Some fog early in the day for the Central Coast. Sunshine and windy conditions for the afternoon. Looking at 92 in Paso, 75 in Slow. Also a high of 75 tomorrow in Nipomo. Our friends at Ventura County seeing a bright and breezy end to the work week with temperatures into the 80s in the valley, 70s by the coast. On the channel, west-northwest winds 5 to 20 knots and a west swell at 3 to 4 feet. And back in Santa Barbara with the 7-day forecast, low 80s through Saturday, one day back in the 70s, and then we're into the 80s beginning next week with the warmest day expected to come on Wednesday. Lompoc area, windy conditions here. Temperatures seasonably comfortable with low 70s giving way to some mid 70s. San Luis Obispo mid to upper 70s for the next 2 days, and then we are back into the 80s as we head towards Sunday. And in Santa Ynez, we go from the lower 80s tomorrow all the way up to the low 90s as we head towards early next week. Letting us know that summer is here, and this weekend, believe it or not, the last weekend of June. I tell you, time is flying.
So fast.
It really is.
Goes by quick.
June went by fast because the weather was so good. The whole month was beautiful.
May was a little slow because it was a little too hot.